Welcome to the Firebase Release Notes for July. We have a few important backend and SDK updates to cover this month, so let's get right into it. First, for server-side JavaScript developers, the Firebase Admin Node.js SDK has added a FunctionScope type. The task queue method has also been updated to support explicit scoping, allowing you to clearly define whether a task queue belongs to the current scope, a global scope, or a specific extension. This update optimizes scope resolution and improves task isolation for Firebase extensions. More importantly, it simplifies your code, making it identical whether it's deployed in an extension or as a standard function. By using the new current scope, the SDK dynamically figures out where the code is running. We highly recommend you adopting this scoping pattern to ensure your backend is compatible with future updates. Moving over to Flutter, we have an update to better support Firestore pipelines. The Flutter SDK now supports several new pipeline expressions, including nor, coalesce, switch on, timestamp diff, and timestamp extract. You can think of these expressions like calculator buttons built into the database. Instead of downloading raw data and writing local Dart code to calculate time differences or apply if-then logic, you can command the database server to compute the final values before sending the data over the network. This offloads the heavy lifting from the user's phone, saving battery life and lowering your egress costs. For devices running Android 17 or higher, Crashlytics now parses tombstones to group memory-related terminations into distinct issues. This separates platform-level low memory kills from actual app-level out-of-memory exceptions, so you know whether the OS is simply freeing up RAM from low memory or if your app actually leaked memory, so you know where to focus your debugging efforts. We also have a couple of updates for SQL Connect users. The Admin SDK now officially adds support for batch inserts and the allow directive. Batch inserts will make your data migrations and bulk population scripts significantly faster, as you can now perform inserts on JSON objects and arrays in one network request. But to make sure the new bulk write power isn't abused, we also introduced the allow directive to explicitly look down which fields the client is allowed to write in bulk. For example, you can allow a user to update their profile name, but strictly prevent them from altering administrative columns. You can also use the allow directive to set a max count, which limits the maximum number of items allowed in a single batch request to prevent bad actors from overwhelming your database. For web developers using remote config, we've added Firebase rollout metadata in the JavaScript SDK to fully support real-time updates for feature rollouts. When you gradually roll out a new feature or change a parameter in the Firebase console, you no longer have to wait for users to refresh the page or restart their session. The new configuration is pushed to active users in real time. You can listen for these metadata events to immediately trigger UI changes so that your A/B tests stay sync. Finally, an important heads up regarding Firebase Cloud Messaging. We are updating how you target devices. The legacy token property, along with the token message and multicast message types, have been deprecated. Moving forward, you should use the new FID message and FID multicast message types to target permanent Firebase installation IDs, which are more like a permanent ID badge for the app installation. Because traditional device tokens can periodically rotate or expire, using FIDs provides a more reliable routing destination. To help with the transition, the send each for multicast functions have been updated to support both legacy tokens and the new FIDs, so your group messages won't break while you update your code. And that's all for July. To read the full details on these releases, check out the release notes. If you like this video, be sure to give it a thumbs up and subscribe to the channel below. My name is Cynthia, and I'll see you in a future episode of Firebase Release Notes.